Hello, hello, hello. Today I could not be bothered with the cosmetics of life, but get into the shirt, huh? The acne, huh? The nails, the shirt, acne and nails. Thank you, thank you. But you're not here for the cosmetics of life. What you're here for is these tips. I got 6 tips for you on things I've learned from using Depop, so let's get into it. These tips are just meant to give you some general information on Depop and how to use it, and just some other things that go into selling items on Depop. And I know what you're thinking, Depop is a bit outdated. You know, it's not the only thing outdated here, but anyways. So tip number one is more of a practical advice, but I do want to say that there needs to be a balance between just doing things and planning. Now, what I mean by this is that I know we can get caught up in planning and trying to make sure we have enough posts with the greatest captions and that all our posts are edited in a way that'll give them the most exposure. We just want to plan everything to a T, but then we forget about doing. Or maybe we just want to do everything right then and now when the inspiration strikes us, but we do not have a plan on how to further that action. You do want to make sure that you have a plan, but you also want to make sure that you execute your plan. And don't get caught up in trying to have everything figured out. You see, you take a step, evaluate, take another step. That's just how it works. And it'll continue to work like that. So just take your steps, keep evaluating, take more steps, and you'll be fine. So there needs to be a balance between doing and planning. Tip number two has to do with shipping. You have two options for shipping. So you can ship with Depop or you can ship using your own method. The method I use is I ship with Depop. I just find it requires less attention from me. They send me a shipping label through the app, and I print that, slap it on my package, and send it out. Shipping is based on weight, and I'll put a chart here, the Depop chart. The more something weighs is the more you'll have to pay for shipping. So you want to make sure that you have a scale. If you do not have a scale, I wish you all the luck. But it is best to have a scale. That way you won't be worried about if they'll return your package or make your customer pay for the difference when they deliver. I do know I have had overweight packages many times before, and nothing's ever happened. So I am blessed in that aspect, but I'm not saying it won't ever happen. My first package I shipped and I put it was like 4 pounds. I mean, 4 ounces. It was really like 16. Nothing happened. The package shipped with no problems, but I was really worried that something would happen or it wouldn't get delivered, but it did. It did get delivered. Tip number three. So, tip number three. There three. So there are fees. There are fees associated with Depop and PayPal, and because PayPal is the only method Depop uses to complete transactions, you have no other choice but to use PayPal unless you do some other kind of transaction off of Depop. So Depop takes a 10% fee as well as the shipping cost unless you're not shipping with Depop. And PayPal takes a 10% fee as well. So you do want to calculate that into your costs on how much you sell this item for, because they do take out money. And the formula is, let me tell you, they don't just take out 20% and the shipping fee. The formula is Depop will first take out the 10%, then take out the shipping costs, and then PayPal takes out the 10% after that. If you're looking at your first transaction and wondering why you got less than what you were initially planning on, it's probably the fees. Tip number 4, you get what you put in. So what I mean by this is that you want to work on it every day. I promise you that when you're first starting off, there's going to be a lot you have to work on. I do know there's many things you want to make sure you're on top of, just to make sure that you're successful in the aspect of selling clothes. It is best that you work on it every day. This way it doesn't all accumulate at once, and now you're overwhelmed with all the things you need to do to be successful. So I do advise that you work on it every day. Find something to work on, because I know there are many things to work on, such as planning weeks ahead, or your photos, or this, that, and the other, you know? So work on it every day. That's tip 4. Tip 5, product descriptions are highly important, and I put highly important in all caps. Product descriptions are highly important. It's important that you step into the consumer's shoes and realize that they have many options and where they can go to buy clothes. You want to give a product description that makes them feel a type of way. So you want to channel what experience you're trying to sell to your customer, and you really have to channel it. I'm a natural writer, but I still have problems writing my product descriptions. I am getting a bit better at writing product descriptions, but it is a little bit of a learning curve if you are not versed in that area of writing. So like I said, you want to channel what it is you're trying to make the customer feel. You want to sell an experience. So make sure that you work on those product descriptions. There's many articles online, or videos on YouTube that you can look up for product descriptions and how to write a product description that sells. Okay, and tip number 6, the last one, make packaging fun. So you want to make packaging fun for you and for the customer. I do know that when you're starting out, you probably don't have that extra money to spend on making your packages all fun and beautiful with your exact label, and that's fine. You don't need all that. What I suggest you do is you include a handwritten note of some sort saying, "Hi bestie, like I love you for making me these coins, like shop again." Or you can, you know, send some stickers, maybe send some candy in the mail. Just include a little freebie of some sort. Put a little ribbon on it, package it with some color. You do want to make sure that you give your buyer an experience that is unique with shopping with you. So you want to make packaging fun for you and for the buyer. So a summary of the tips that I ran through here. So number 1, you want to have a balance between planning and doing. That's important. Number 2, shipping. Shipping is based on weight, so you want to keep that in mind. It's best if you have a scale, and you can have the buyer pay for shipping, or you include shipping in the price. You do want to make sure you calculate that before you post an item. Tip number 3 is there are fees for Depop and PayPal. Depop takes a 10% fee, as well as the shipping cost if you use Depop to ship, and PayPal takes a 10% fee as well. Tip number 4, you get what you put in, so you do want to make sure that you work on it every day. Tip number 5, product descriptions are highly important. Highly important. And tip number 6 is make packaging fun. That's it. That's all there is to it. Those are 6 things I've learned I am a beginner. In no way, shape, or form have I been highly successful on Depop, but I've made a couple sales, and I'll make more. I know I will. It's just a matter of putting in that work and making sure that you have products that will sell. And thank you for tuning in. Let me know which tip you found most helpful in the comments below.